Okay. Yeah.
Where would you say things went a little bit wrong in that quarter?
Well, there was a lot of things that happened. I thought our execution defensively was really good in the third, and we were able to defensive rebound, which got us out and got us some good looks. And I thought Cole Anthony, at that point in the game, really took the game over and scored, a bunch. It's one of the little points that was a barrage, and I thought that had an impact on us psychologically too. We had worked so hard to kind of get back to that point, and then the game just got a lot harder once that lead got built up again. We were a little fatigued, and a moment where we could really put some game pressure on them, and they extended the lead back. So, I thought we were ready to play. One of the biggest issues is I didn't think we shot open shots. For us to win, we've got to shoot more than 19 threes, and we had guys passing them up. The fouls early, they lived at the line early. I know the free throws kind of ended up, they always even out, but early in the game, them having an opportunity to shoot free throws affected us offensively as well, as we talked about before. But again, we were focused. There was times when you saw the execution. Thought we did a good job on Paulo and Bones. They had some other players that really stepped up and made plays. And, obviously the game got away at the end. But the biggest thing right now is you can take things from this game. We will. But we've got another game 7. This isn't a game 1 and a game 2. You've got to transition to the next game. 2 very different teams that will play, regardless of who it is. So preparation is going to be a little bit different. And I think our focus can be. I think we can be more aggressive offensively. We can shoot the ball. Just let it rip.
I mean, one guy who maybe would be one of those guys you would want to take more of those threes is Moget, but he had a great defensive game tonight, especially with his matchup against Powell. What did you like about what he was able to do and his hustle and intensity?
Yeah, and we talked about that early, that, he needed to stay in front and contest and not foul. And I thought the other guys on our team did a great job of shifting, which helped him stay locked in. And I thought the same was true with Dyson on Wagner. So Mo had a few open looks. That's a little different from him. Obviously, we want him to take them as well. And they do a good job of limiting that. There's no question about it. But I think we have to hunt those shots a little bit. We're passing them up. We're not going to be able to. We're not going to be as efficient at the rim. And I think you saw that too.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you, did you see what happened with Trey picking up that first and second technical at all? Or did they explain to you what happened?
We didn't have a chance to. It happened fast as far as what happened. You're always concerned when there's a hard foul that puts a player in some sort of compromising position that could result in an injury. That was my understanding, that he hit the transom, but I saw that. I didn't see what transpired afterwards. I know Trey's aware of that as far as, the importance of him keeping his cool. He addressed that already with our team. And, he's quick to own that. But the game was out of hand at that point anyway. But again, this is playoff basketball. There's going to be adversity, and we have to continue to handle it, in a way that can power through some of that, accept it, respond to it. And I think that's true for the whole game, not just, in terms of a call here and there. There was fights on the defensive glass, and I thought early on we were losing that. In the third quarter, we were able to win some of those, and I thought that really fueled our offense. And we knew that was the case. There's just certain things that you know you need to do, and you can say it, but it's harder to go out and do it. And we just got to be ready to have, even to dig in even more in the next game. But like I said, our guys competed. There were some things that we can do better. But I thought, Orlando played well. They guarded, and when you have a player that goes in, and Cole Anthony and Anthony Black were, pretty good plus-minus line. Those guys did a heck of a job when they came in the game, and that impacted us.
Coach,
Yep, I have the same problem.
Coach, in the first quarter, Trey came away with 0 points, and then, like you talked about a car going from 0 to 60 in so many seconds. Trey went from 0 to 22 in 24 minutes. What does that say about his ability to turn around, and what was it the Nash was coming out with early to kind of slow his performance?
Yeah, I think sometimes people evaluate Trey's performance based on statistics. And that's, to me, not the best way to kind of see. It's the easiest thing to see, right? And you're right, but I thought early in the game, depending on how they were playing him, in pick and roll or defensively, whether they sent him to his weak hand, those are the times when other guys got to really be ready to shoot. And when he is in those situations, I didn't think we spaced as well as we can to create open shots and open passing lanes. And like any game, you begin to figure stuff out as the game goes on, and he responded, and he was able to get in the lane. And rather than looking to kick out, he was shooting his floater. And we always want to be aggressive from three. I think that's really important for him. And he's another one. I want us to shoot. I want us to shoot at least 40, and we didn't come close to that tonight. And I think that's a barometer for us, as far as it's not just the threes. In a vacuum, it's usually indicative of how we're playing.
Coach, going forward in the play-in, just talk a little bit about moving forward and taking what you can take from this. And
Yeah.
There's a lot of basketball left. You guys control your destiny.
Yeah, I tried to address that right out of the gate. I think it's a great point. I think for some of our younger guys, this was a new experience. You could feel that at the outset of the game, whether it was the physicality or some of the game pressure. And so I think that's a learning experience that hopefully we take with us the next game. Dealing with adversity on the road, that's another situation, regardless of home or away. A lot of the things that go into competition that maybe aren't as focused on a specific coverage or a game plan or tactical. There's a level that we need to continue to find, and we have to find that collectively. I thought one of the things that was good tonight is some of our veteran guys that had been in those situations. I thought were able to give some of the other guys a lift. It didn't always translate to baskets or success, but you could feel a cohesion from our team, and without that, you're not going to win. And I'm confident we'll carry that into the next game and do some things better that we need to do to win.